Hello everybody and welcome back finally to Rimworld. It's been a fair minute since we last played this game. Today we're going to be doing something special. That's right, we're playing a brand new sort of game mode with a whole bunch of mods loaded on called Rimworld Last Survival, Last Stand. Yeah, Rimworld Last Stand, that's what we're going to call it. That'll do. That's the one. Okay. Rimworld Last Stand. We've got a whole bunch of mods installed. The smaller ones don't really matter too much. We'll sort of deal with them as they come up, if at all. But the big ones here are going to be, of course, the Wave Survival mod, which will form the core of the gameplay. It kind of throws attacks at us every 2 days, I think. Yeah, every 2 days, and we get some supplies, and it scales a bit differently to normal Rimworld. Kind of cuts out the grind of the early game. Then we're going to be also playing with the Mercenaries for Me mod, very important. We're also going to have all of the vanilla expanded suite, which I think there's a total of 16 mods now. Everything from clothes to turrets to guns to anything else. We'll also be having weapon tech installed, and I think the other big one is androids, because, why the hell not? We've also got a few mods that allow us to sort of go off into the distance and, find things in the world and play around with them out there, and that's gonna keep things interesting in the mid-game. Alright, but now it's time to go ahead and start our new colony. So, oopsie, I've got dev mode on, should probably turn that off. A lot of errors. I was doing a lot of testing before we hopped into this one. So, here we go. We're going to be playing with the Wave Survival default scenario. Nothing changed here, so that, if you're deciding to play this vanilla, you totally can. Wave Survival is our new storyteller. He's quite merciless and very good at commitment, so we're going to be role-playing just that. Let's do half a world, because we're probably not going to be moving too much. This is very much a static defense kind of game. And as for a bit of background, a bit of lore as to what we're doing here. So, what I've cooked up in my head is, we were a bunch of space pirates or something, or maybe perhaps a rebellion that has failed, and we are being chased and hunted to the end of the universe. We are the most hated people in the world, or this Rimworld anyway, and perhaps even in the stars. And we've been hunted to the very backwaters of the galaxy, and we have got to survive until our last. Our large army has been reduced to but 3 members, and we need to pick a place to crash land. Now, mountainous is the obvious choice because we can back ourselves up against something, but that kind of removes a lot of the challenge, because, unless they send an actual army at you, which takes a while, you're not really in any danger. So, I'm thinking, perhaps, a temperate forest on some small hills near a river. Ideally a large river. Sort of like right this. River, small hills, that's interesting. No large rivers nearby? There's a big one. Let's have a look around. So for a bit of fun, why don't we go ahead and set ourselves up here at the mouth of this river. No small hills or anything for us to use as a defensive base, so we're going to have to protect ourselves entirely, which is going to be very difficult, I think. It means we kind of can't really do a kill box, which is probably the most interesting way to do this playthrough. But we're going to be setting up here in the Blue Condor Rainforest. Tropical rainforest is going to mean that we get a lot of disease, so it's going to eat through medicine. But it does also mean we don't ever have to deal with winter, so we can grow year-round for what little agriculture we might be doing. Alright, cool. Let's go ahead and do that. So now I should mention, if you would like your name in game, all you have to do is drop a comment down below and I will put you in. We do have a few restrictions on that though. The first 3 names here will going to be pulled randomly from my list of names from the Kenshi series. But if you would like your name in game, you can just wait for your name to appear on that list, or you can go ahead and comment down below and you will get preference. Okay, now also, as a bit of extra challenge, I am limiting myself to only these 10 starting colonists. That's it. We can't randomize at all. We have to take from this group. And here's an android. T1s are pretty shit though, but they don't sleep, which is kind of nice. And he's simple-minded, so he's happy. And he has a great memory. So you'll learn things quickly. He could be interesting. Yeah. Space bartender's pretty good. Minor, great memory, trigger happy. You're pretty great. Actually, let's have a look at our beginning ones. Alright, well, sorry, Dane, but you're out, mates. Not going to be dealing with all of that over there. Starship janitor. He's kind, slothful, and full of bloodlust. We've got a greedy, too smart colony settler. Ooh, see, non-violent. That's a no-go. A builder. Ooh, but you're also falling apart. A mad accountant. No, can't do with heart disease. A blacksmith. Okay, he's not a brawler, that's good, but he does have excellent melee skills. His father is Jarvis, this dude over here. What do you like, Jarvis? You're not terrible. Sanguine, slothful, brawler. I can deal with all that. Brawler's gonna make you a bit useless, to be honest. We could get Becky, maybe get rid of Terry, throw in Jarvis. So we got a father-daughter combo over here. And, yeah, but we've just got, like, no skills, really. That's no good. Okay, we need someone with passion in the construction area. There we go. Tyron is really good, but he doesn't fight. Here we go. Jojo is perfect, but he's just so... bad. So no one here has passion? Maybe we'll have to take Tyron? He's such an excellent colonist, it's just the non-violent bit. Because he could do all of our labor, but it does mean we're a gun down from the start. We do start with gun turret tech though, so that could help with that. Okay, if I took out Harper, and we started with these three, what would our skills look like? Pretty much everybody's a terrible shot, but we can rely on turrets, I suppose. None of them have particularly amazing traits, but none of them are incapable of anything major. Like, they can all do medicine, they can all, you know, 2 of them can shoot. They can all build, they can all farm, they can all plant cut, they can all haul and clean. Okay, we might go with this group. Not perfect, but I think it's a good start. Alright, so, the first 3 names that have been chosen are as follows. We have Milk, Rebecca Jarvis, congratulations. Oh, we have Jarvis. Ah, hilarious. Ignacio Jarvis, your new name is going to be Review Bruh. These names were selected completely at random. I fed them through a Google random number generator, so that's what we got. And our last one here is going to be Terry Crusade. There we go. Now, again, this is just being pulled straight from my my Kenshi list. If you'd like your name in game, please just do drop your comments down below, and I will see you in there. Alright, here we are in game. Less grinding, less downtime, more action. That is the claim that Wave Survival makes. Wave Survival mode is designed to be more fast-paced and combat-focused than the standard game. This mode allows you to skip most of the tedious early game resource grinding and slow build up of vanilla Rimworld. I can't read. Build your base quickly and defend it from wave after wave of raiders until your colony inevitably collapses spectacularly. To get started, you must build an orbital trade beacon to receive the daily resource drops and start the wave timer. Okay, let's hit begin and see what we see. Orders, unforbid, and oh god, I see Fraps is running. Give me a second. Somehow missed it there in the bottom corner earlier, but there we go. All done, so we can go ahead and unforbid everything on the map. Now, Terry Crusade, you don't fight, right? No, you're a pacifist. That seems a lot like Terry Crews, I believe it. Our brawler here is going to need the knife. And then as a sidearm, he can take the... Actually, you know what, Milk? You can get the bolt-action rifle, and you can take the pistol as a sidearm in case they get close. That kind of works. So, what do we have to work with here? An enormous eastern coast. That's really cool. A huge river going down the center. So we kind of need to pick a half of the map, really. So which half is best for us? We don't start with geothermal tech, but we might eventually have enough time to research it. So do we have any geothermal generators on the map? Or geothermal spouts, rather. Geysers, that's what they're called, steam geysers. I'm counting 4? 5. Okay, well then this is already looking like a pretty decent spot to set up. If we are attacked, let's try and work it out. So we would have access to 2 geothermal generators if we were to kind of like wall in over here. We wouldn't be able to be attacked from the eastern flank, so that's safe already. Attacks from the north would be heavily slowed down by this, and attacks from the west would have to run into potentially water, potentially we could actually, always wall up to the river, force them to come in up here. Attacks from the south would be our most vulnerable position, but I think having 3 or 2.5 flanks protected naturally is pretty decent. We could of course also wall ourselves up against this ancient danger and make use of it as an initial, we could put our base in there. But I don't really want to fight that right now. And I would actually like to be able to crack that open if a raid was coming from, say, over here, and get them to fight it for me before I even consider going in there. So, planning aside, I think we can begin the start of the game. I'm going to set up the work priorities and restrictions and such quickly, and I will be right back. Alright, work set up. You're welcome to pause the video and have a look at that if you'd like. I am pretty chuffed with our starting point, so let's go ahead and get some of our resources moved and some of our wood chopped. Now, some of you might be wondering, why didn't I play with the Combat Extended mod if I'm going for all of these mods and these difficulty settings and things like that? And the answer is kind of simple, to be honest. It gets too easy. Once you can manufacture ammunition, it doesn't matter. And if you've got turrets controlling a specific point, it's just, you're too deadly. And producing where ammunition's too easy, and your turrets are too accurate, and you're too accurate, and it's actually kind of a lot easier, to be honest. But something I forgot to mention is that we need to build a trade beacon ASAP. In fact, this is going to designate where our colony center is. We can move it later, but it does need to be outdoors. Now, this comes from the Wave Survival mod. We will periodically receive all sorts of resources and other things from the storyteller. They will actually gift us every single day. We will be gifted, chunks of stone and steel and wood and weapons sometimes. It's completely random, and exactly the amounts and what you get are completely random. There's no way to predict or sort of influence it. You kind of just get what you get. Let's put down a simple stockpile over there, and I'm actually going to want to use that as a stone wall on the edge there. And we're probably going to want, some quick bedrooms. We haven't got any couples, so I'm not too fussed about that. Maybe just 3x5s? Yeah, they'll survive that. Okay, cool. 3x5s, 3x5. Actually, I want to move that all up by 1. There they come, and then of course we need some basic furniture placed in. I think we'll just go for double beds right away, just to, I don't know, just because I always forget to put them down later, and then you get a relationship, and you have to deal with it. Okay, cool. This is going to bring us plenty of wood and plenty of materials pretty quickly here. There was our very first resource drop from the storyteller, which is super cool. We're jumping forward just a little bit here. The first night has passed, and our bedrooms are coming together. We have a bulk goods trader from the Android Coalition. The storyteller provides us with a hell of a lot more traders than vanilla does. And again, it's all just to kind of help you push through that early game grind as quickly as possible and get straight into the combat. Speaking of which, since we're cutting through grind, I'm also going to be editing these episodes a bit more than normal. We're going to be cutting out a lot more than I normally would, but I am willing to change that. So if you guys would prefer to see, unedited, regular old Rimworld content, then you just let me know and I will revert. But if you're fine with the edited stuff, then we're going to use it. Something I should also mention, which I didn't, is one of the mods we're going to be using is What the Hack, as well as the storage. What the Hack lets you, I haven't got research now, but lets you control mechanoids after quite a bit of work. And then we also have these storage mods to help just sort of neaten up all of this, so we don't have piles of stuff lying everywhere. Now let's put down, we got some sandstone from that drop, I believe. So yeah, we can put down some sandstone walls, clean that up nicely, and let's have a look at who our social person is. Nobody, so they're all kind of terrible. One of them's incapable, so I guess, Cherry Crusade, you're going to be my designated man. We have 800 silver. What could we buy? A plate vest. That'd probably be quite useful. Metallic wool. Does that have any... Whoa, that's got really good protective qualities. For 400. Can't afford both. I could sell some stuff. I could sell like 10 components. That would get me there. What do I want more? The components? I don't know. You know what I will do is I'll buy this table from them. That's what I will do. Because then I don't have to spend the time making it. Just speeds things up even further. Look at this. Boom. We're hitting levels of efficiency heretofore unheard of. Alright, so we're going to... Not heretofore, hitherto unheard of. So we're going to put in a basic kitchen here. And I know I'm going to get some flack for doing this, but I'm going to put the butcher's table and the cook stove in the same place. And the reason it doesn't matter, right? Okay, bear with me. The reason this doesn't matter is because our dining room is going to directly access a nutrient paste dispenser. Now hold your horses before you freak out on me. The nutrient paste dispenser is actually the right move here because another factor from this mod is that our colonists get a permanent 20 mood buff. That's right, a permanent 20 mood buff, meaning that little things like nutrient paste, which save a lot of time and don't cost us too much you know, on the mood front are pretty quickly absorbed. So yeah, we're just gonna maybe stick it up here. Kind of ugly, isn't it? Yeah, we'll stick it up there. Okay, there we go. Production, nutrient paste. Stick it over there. We can put some hoppers on the sides. Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay, cool. That's going to be our dining room. And potentially, at some point, store prisoner room. We could stick a prisoner room up here, have a nutrient paste dispenser facing this way, and feed them directly like that as well. But for now, that is where that will go. And our new table, wherever it's ended up, over there, will be placed in this room. Lovely. How are we doing for blocks? What do we have? We've got some marble. Furniture. Let's put down some marble blocks. Marble stools. 3, 4. Perfect. I think I have enough for 3, so we'll finish that off when we get it. Cool. We also started with the Labrador, which is really cool, which I'm going to get to haul, rescue. Let's go for rescue first. They can. Oh, we have to build a hospital before that's useful, but you know they can rescue us for now. That's going to be pretty helpful. Are you stuck, Mr. Seymour? I think you might be. Terry Crusade, could you please come cut that oak tree? I think he's stuck on there. Yeah, maybe let's give him an animal sleeping spot. Are you bonded to anybody? Milk. You're bonded to Milk. Milk, this is your bedroom now. Congratulations. You gonna go to sleep? Okay, there we go. He's moving. Okay, there we go. Just had to try and train him. That was the secret. Cool, cool, cool. And before that thing short circuits in the rain, let's throw down a roof area. Lovely. Can't build a roof of a palm tree. This one? This one? Ah, okay. Fair enough. So, production, we need some hoppers to feed this nutrient paste dispenser. And I think just 2 on the corner there for now will do the trick. And of course we're going to want to cool this, and for that I actually have the vent over wall mod, which is super useful. And that'll allow us, probably stick it in the walkway over there, that'll allow us to cool this without actually having to make a hole in our wall that raiders can easily bust through and leak out all of our nice cold air. Throw it on a butcher's table before we end up spoiling some meat by mistake, and we're going to need power, aren't we? So now, as I'm sure you've noticed, we don't have access to the wind turbines, and oh right, this mod does not care at all if you're if you only have trade beacons inside. It will just smash through your roof to deliver the resources. So let's just put that out the way, where it can't hurt anybody. Because if we build a roof here, these drop pods will just smash straight through it. It just doesn't care. Why aren't we building things? You are praying. That is why. Okay, I need better recreation stuff. Let's put a horseshoe pin outside the front door there on the recreation room. Seems sensible. You're getting the roof in. Nice. Lovely. Okay, and the cooler's in now too. Okay, now we are going to need power. So I think for now we're going to have to rely on wood fuel generators. Just because I'm not sure we have anything else easily available. Yeah, we'll just put down a couple of these right over there. And then let's run some power out and about. As you can see, I'm not being particularly efficient with my resources. It's because I don't really have to be with this playstyle, which is another kind of a nice thing. The supply drops really take off the pressure when it's like managing your steel and things like that. Really just speed stuff up, which is pretty cool. Alright, our nutrient paste dispenser is up and running, and why don't we go ahead and set up some of our storage as well. We've still got 2.6 days before our first raid, and the first raid's really nothing too insane, so I'm not too fussed. Let's get the meal tray set up over here. This will be for our packaged survival meals. We can also go ahead and get a couple of food baskets thrown in. What do we want to make these out of? Maybe something like limestone, so that they're not flammable. Yeah, that seems... Actually, you know what? Let's save our stone for the walls. We're going to have to start building our walls pretty darn soon, so keep these wooden. It's fine. Just some wicker baskets. You can store pretty much anything, really. You know, store any meat. I don't care. Yeah, store it all. If we eat nutrient paste insect meat, it is what it is. You can butcher creature forever. This comes from Dub's Mint Menus, by the way. Really cool mod. Nice. I also have the Rimworld search agency one. Oh, we have to name things. Okay, so now this is a last stand map. Last stand map? So, We should give our faction a name. Well, our faction's obviously going to have to be called Last Stand, so I can find the playlist in my saves. Last Stand. Nice. And we should give the settlement a name. What's a good name for a Last Stand? Embankment, Castle, Fortress... Oh, of course. Helms Deep. Wait, no, that's not memey enough. Helms Deep. There we go. Okay, cool. That's a little crowd service for you. Now, what do we have down yon? Some wood, plasteel. Oh, that's good. That brings us up to 62 plasteel. That's pretty nice. We can. How much uranium do we have? Hey, we have enough uranium for a uranium turret. They're a lot better. Okay, cool. Our marble stools are getting built. Excellent. Let's go ahead and throw in a fuel stove, because you know what? We're not actually going to be doing all that much cooking. I'm going to throw it in there just so that we have it, but I'm not really going to be using it. Okay, you are for packaged survival meals. Lovely. And if we do ever find ourselves making meals, we can always just make this a prisoner room, move our, put like an in-wall freezer there, and then just have our dining room up here. Totally doable. Okay, you're going to store all fresh foods, or raw foods, kibble, pemmican, all that sort of stuff, and maybe not kibble. And you can store everything except kibble too. And drugs. Yeah, you can take drugs too. There we go. Alright, lovely. So let's start setting up some walls. Now, this episode's going to be a bit longer because it's our first 5 days. It's the setup, you know. The next episodes will be a lot shorter. I'm kind of pretty much going to edit out a lot of the unimportant stuff between raids, if there is any. If we get really hammered and we find that the recovery is pretty interesting, then we'll of course be focusing on the recovery as well. But for now, we need to start building our defenses, so I'm not too fussed about which materials we use as long as we use them, so let's go ahead and put down some sandstone over there. We're going to need some granite. I'm thinking just like I'm trying to think what the best way to set up our turrets will be. So probably with a wall, and then like little bunkers sticking out with the turrets, and then wall, and then a bunker of turrets, and then wall, and then a bunker of turrets, and things like that, just because embrasures are really expensive to build, and I don't want too many holes in our defenses where the enemy can come and bash through. And also, if the turrets stick out from the wall, they'll be able to fire along its length, which is going to be really useful. Now, you may be wondering why I haven't done a kill box, or why I'm not considering one, and the answer is kind of simple. It is because I've actually played this scenario a couple times just to test it out, and kill boxes invariably get us killed. Because the waves get huge and you're just funneling too much through a single point, and the turrets and your colonists just can't fight them all, especially if you get mechs. Kill boxes are they're not that good. What is better though is to have a larger area over which the enemy has to focus its fire, and that means that area of effect weapons are significantly less good. So grenade launchers and missile launchers, and specifically centipedes with those goddamn inferno cannons, can't take out your entire defensive structure in one shot. That took them long enough, but they finally killed the damn thing. Oh, we should also definitely build a meat hook in here, which allows us to store animal corpses for freezing. Stick one right there. I think it stores 10 on a single spot, which is pretty damn nifty. This needs to be set to -19. There we go. And of course, we will do the two cooler trick at some point. For now, I need to focus on the walls. Okay, and as you can see, I have the plans for our turrets roughed out over here. Basically, this will be straight wall, like no embrasure. This will be embrasure, and this right in the center will be a turret, with probably a steel door behind it that is held open, just to kind of make sure that raiders just take a bit slower to come around and bash it up. Yeah, okay, maybe, I don't know, we might even leave that area blank, or maybe put a sandbag in there, just so we can stick somebody behind the thing to shoot out as well. Anyway, we have 1.2 days until our next raid, so it's time to start laying down some walls. Now, I have available about 250 stone, but that's not really going to be enough. So what I'm going to do is start laying down the interleading walls, these bits here. I do kind of want my turrets to be able to shoot back into the base, so I'm thinking of making these edge pieces embrasure just on the sides here. It does mean enemies will be able to shoot in, but it does also mean our turrets can fire inwards, just in case we get raided from above, you know? Okay, so that's 30. this segment here is 30. Alright, so this should be 30 as well. That's 40. Oh, this segment's slightly smaller. All of the sides are identical, except for this bit here. It's all 10 spaces and then a nook, and then 10 spaces and a nook. This is 8. It just didn't quite work out, the maths. Okay, cool. So that's as much limestone as we have. Let's go to granite. Because having these partial walls up is better than nothing, really, at this point. Okay, cool. And then that will be granite as well. Lovely. We can do one out of slate as well on top here. Awesome. And that's about as much as we have the resources for at present. Review, bro. You got scratched by that tortoise, right? Yeah, you should definitely get patched up. You are actually our primary doctor, so why don't you go ahead and tend to yourself, mate? No need for medicine for that one. Just tend to yourself right over there. Speed through that. And then you can go back up to full med allowance. Lovely. Okay, cool. We are getting all those stone chunks hauled out the way. That's nice. They should now prioritize delivering resources, I believe, to the different constructions. Come on, Reviewer, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You're gonna haul, unload inventory. At what point do you start delivering to jobs? Ah, there we go. Okay, lovely. And that'll just make Terry's job a little bit easier. Is anybody else here able to construct? You can do this as a 3, Milk, if you've got nothing, maybe even a 2. Yeah. You've got nothing else to do. Go ahead and do that. So right now you will plant cut, then craft, then construct, and then smith and tailor. Perfect. Okay, lovely. And that just gets up a partial segment of our walls. 21 hours until the next raid. These guys are probably going to help us with that. Let's go ahead and trade with purple. What do you have to show me? Ooh, you are a slave trader. For 1,000 silver, I could get Jacob here. Jacob's simple-minded, psychically hypersensitive and kind. He can't cook or do plant work, but he can construct. He was an aerofleet engineer. Jacob's model has worked with numerous commercial airliners and a few local militaries to produce high-tech aircraft at low costs. Cool. Okay, well, we're going to definitely be buying... Maybe Giles? Can we... If we can't really afford... Oh man, he's way better. Oh, and we're so close. We can't sell them anything? What will you buy? Herbal medicine, silver... You'll buy sculptures. I could maybe very quickly get some herbal medicine off the map. Because I'd really like to buy Giles there. He looks amazing, really. Come on. Do we have any heal... Hold on, I think I can use the search function, right? Yeah, search plants. No. No heal root. Let's just check. Heal. No heal root. Okay, no heal root available on the map. Damn, so we won't be able to buy Giles. We're stuck with... Oh, and I do have the assorted ship chunks mod, which means we get different bits. Like, I don't know what purple gives you. I think grey gives you steel. And components and stuff. I think blue is plasteel, yellow will be gold. Green is regular, I think. Nothing special there. Two similar things. Deconstruct. Do these count as similar? They do not. Okay, so we'll have to go around looking for them. We can't use the old trick like this to find all of them. Interesting. Okay, well we are going to want to get those deconstructed anyway and brought in. I think we're going to have to go ahead and buy Giles. We can wait a little bit longer. We'll do it at the end of the episode. And if you would like your name in-game as Giles, you are more than welcome to drop a comment down below. And whoever's first will get it. Whoever's second will be first on the list, and so on and so forth. Terry Crusade is making quick work of those walls, I gotta say. I'm pretty chuffed with their progress. Yeah, I hope these slavers come by more often. We can definitely do with some liberating. Alright, we do have 54 limestone free, which is unexpected. Can go ahead and plug a few more holes with that. How much was that? That was 25, so we can do another 25, right? We'll do that out of sandstone, that segment there. Let's just do 25. You know what, we'll just put the whole thing out of limestone there. Next time we get it, we'll finish it off. Okay, let's get some sandstone. I can finish off this segment. Lovely. We got some more granite we can use over there. Granite's probably the best material to be doing with this, but, it is what it is. Okay, granite. 25, and let's also go ahead and get everything bridged that needs bridging. Structure, bridge. Yeah, we need bridges. We're gonna need bridges along a few stretches of our construction here, or not. Never mind. Okay, does anything inside the base need it? Yeah, a couple spots over there. We can go ahead and get those bridged up just to speed things along. Well, actually, you know what? We don't really need to. Not right now. We'll do it if we need to. Okay, I guess we're going to go ahead and buy Giles. We've got 9 hours till the next raid. I think it's a good time to call things here. Giles is also the one offering us quests, but I don't think we're going to be taking any quests just yet. We are, however, going to be taking on a new member. So, Giles, is this... Yeah, that's what they want to buy, right? And we can offer gifts. Yeah, we don't want to do that. Okay, so we'll take Jacob. Alright, Jacob, welcome to the colony. Lovely to have you. You can fight, actually. So, Milk, why don't you go ahead and drop that revolver. And, Milk, you can go ahead and equip it. That'll just make us just a tiny bit more combat capable. Okay, lovely. We should probably get a turret in next time before the episode ends. But I really have enjoyed playing. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching. I will be seeing you all in the next one. Cheers. If you have any suggestions, let me know.